Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Tuesday the 23rd of June and we have new mods. We also have some updates today. The updates are... On the top row we have had an update to the Lizard BSX250 by Arige. We have got an update to the Lizard SXHV30 Cultivator by Javier, ZZS, BBM and Vanquish 081 I think it is. We've had an update to the Polish Plows pack by, let's get this wrong, Sijon. Updates to the Lizard 3-point hitch drawbar. That one's by Arige as well. We've got updates to the bunker silo by DMI 20mm Normandy and an update to the liquid silo by Missy B and Foo Farmer. Okay, so straight in with it. There is a new map out today, Purbeck Valley Farm by TomX55. I will be doing a map tour of that. That may be out later on today, that may be tomorrow morning, depends what time I've got to sort that out. But anyway, in front of us here we have got this. Now this wasn't showing up weirdly on the Modhub, but it is showing up, no, on the Farming Simulator website Modhub, but it is in the Modhub. This is the Lizard BTGME. This is a round bale handler, mover, lifter. This is by CG Production. That's what you get. You can have various different colours. This is adjustable, which we'll have a quick look at in a second. It's designed for lifting, moving and manipulating round bales. Yeah, I mean the 3-point link ones, they serve a purpose for moving stuff around, for feeding animals, that kind of stuff. If you're going to do stuff on a larger scale, one bale at a time can be very time consuming, but regardless of all of that, it is here. It's under baling technology, under tools. There we go, the BTGME, 1,750 to buy, 3 slots if you're on console for the first one. Options available. Oh no, you can't change the colour. Why do I think you can change the colour? Don't know. You can't, it's blue, that's what you get. Isn't that weird? For some reason I thought you could change the colour on that. So many mods over so many days and I lose track of what does what. So, we can L1 and circle, raise and lower the whole assembly like so. L1 and right stick side to side, we can tilt and we can lift manually with our stick, our right stick, and then we can also open the help menu. R1 and right stick opens and closes. So this will work with varying different size round bales depending on what bale you're using, that kind of thing. It makes stuff a little bit easier when you are picking up bales. So what we can do is open it right out, drop it down, come up around the bale. You don't want to squeeze it too much, but when you get to about there, right stick, R1 right stick, squeeze it in a little bit. Like I say, you just don't want the bale falling outside and then raise the whole thing, bang up again. What you can do then is manually tilt it. It's not liking it. Tilt it that way so the bale doesn't fall off the back in transit. And in essence, that's what it does. And then when you get where you're going, you tilt it back again, lower the whole thing down, drive away. Job done. That's the Lizard BTGME from CG Production. Moving on, we have got this. This is, let's get this one right. So this is the OBE leveler. Now this can be used as a leveler or a shovel. You have the option of both. What we'll do is we'll hook it up, swing it around into the light a little bit so we can see it. There you go. The Fashina Black Eyes. This is by Black Eyes Modding, so OBE. And like I say, this can be used as a silage leveler for going up and down the clamp and leveling out your silage, or it can be used as a shovel. So if you tilt it to one side, a little bit like a plough, like a snow plough type thing, grader, scrape, whatever you want to call it, you can go on the side of a feed trough with it at an angle, and in shovel mode, that will move all the feed and put it into the trigger, so it kind of just shifts it into the trigger. That's what it's designed to do. This works pretty much the same as the other one does actually. We've got, again, let's get around into the light, we can see a bit better. We've got tilt, forward and backward, and we've got up and down, like so. If we go to L1 and R1, then left stick, we can swing the whole thing round. So if you're coming alongside a trough and you want to put your feed into the trough, you can tilt it like so, or like so, whichever side the trough is. Lower the whole assembly down. Like I say, that can be fine-tuned a little bit, obviously, because you've got a little bit of manual adjust there. And off it goes into the trough. That, in essence, is what it does. That's it. This you'll find under levelers. There you go, 2,500 to buy. It will use 2 slots, and you do have the option to change the main colour to anything on that palette there. Like so. And you can have it, like I say, as a leveler or a shovel. And if you go into your customization points, your workshop triggers, those kind of things, you'll be able to change that between leveler and shovel on the fly if you wanted to do so. So that's what it does. Those are your options on that. Moving on, let's close that off. Next up, we've got these. This is the Lizard D633. This is by Kashtan 18. They are, well, it is a trailer, but there are various different configurations we can have. Nicely detailed mod. Swivel front axle. Like I say, there are a few different configurations. We can have the bale trailer, as you can see to the side there. There is a bale trailer with sides and a bit that flaps down, so more for square. This one's more for round with the krills on the sides like that. Then we've got capacity change on this one where you can have a single and then a double. But again, we'll have a look at that in store just now. So this you'll find under tools, under trailers, the D633, 10 grand for the sort of standard thing. We can change the rim colour to anything off there, like so. The main colour does the chassis. So for example, if you want to go for a sandy brown chassis, then design colour is for the rest of the vehicle, like so. So those are your 3 options there. We can have capacity at 4,950 like that. We can have it 7,960 like that, which puts a kind of half side on top of that one. Or we can go for a double side, which takes up to 9,900. Or we can go with the bale loading wagon, like so, which is more, like I say, more for your round bales. And then we can go for the bale loading wagon like that, which would be kind of, I suppose, more for your square bales. And then back to the 4,950. Design, we can have standard, no rear lights. So that's standard, or without rear lights. This does not have a rear trailer hitch, so you can't daisy chain these together. And then we'll set up, we've got standard, narrow is with a bit of a knobbly tread on them, back to standard again. So those are our options. If you go for the ones with the sides, it does give you the option for a cover as well. I just missed that, sorry. These are 14 slots for the first one. Then the subsequent ones after that, the slot count drops. So those are the options available on that. Moving on. We've got these. Now these weirdly showed up in the pharmaceutical website Modhub today, but under yesterday's mods, so kind of mixed up in amongst yesterday's, but this wasn't on yesterday's when I did the review. It wasn't on there. These are the Kirkland Vector 460 and 620 by Agrartechnik Nordeifel. These are cultivators. So you've got the 460 4.6 metre, the 620, which is, I think it's 6.2 metre. We do have a couple of options on these. You can go for the winged coulters, I think they are. As you can see there, like the wing bits on there. Or chisel coulters, which are the standard, I say standard, whichever standard is. Straight chisels, like so. These you'll find under cultivators. So the Vector 460 is indeed 4.6 metres and it will run at 9 miles per hour, requires 220 horsepower, 32 grand to buy. The Vector 620 is a 6.2 metre, requires 300 horsepower and will also run at 9 miles per hour. Like I said, we've got an option, we can have Trelleborg or Michelin tyres on them, and then like I said, we've got the option of wing coulters, which are the wider ones, or chisel coulters, but that adds horsepower for the chisel ones. So on this one it says plus 70 horsepower. On the smaller one we can have the same options, Trelleborg or Michelin, wing coulters or chisel. On this one the chisel coulters will add another 50 horsepower required on it to pull. Nicely detailed. Lots going on here as well. So let's have a look at the animation of unfolding and operation. So we'll open it up. This is the 4.6. Drop it down. And away you go. Now we can disconnect. It's funny because some bits of machinery will allow you to disconnect while unfolded, others won't. It's always a bit of a gamble, you're not quite sure. And then this one is the 6.2. There you go. Very cool indeed. Right, what have we got next? Turn this off. We've got this. This is the Deutz-Fahr Starliner 4045H pack. This is by VectorMan. In this pack we get the Deutz-Fahr Starliner 4045H and we get the Deutz-Fahr Starliner header. Very bright, like more the very old, much older Deutz-Fahr green. This isn't a huge harvester by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's about 3,600 litre if I recall correctly. There's some nice features on this, but also I do like on this is the lighting. It's got that, which I'm assuming is like an option extra on the side there. Looks like an LED light rig there. So that light there spreads light right out across here where you would normally or sometimes have a light on the actual pipe itself. I like that as an option out to the side. That's pretty cool. It does light up really brightly. Yeah, I mean, it's a harvester. It does what a harvester should. One of the options is this beacon. The beacon options, there's 4 different placements I think. I like that being underneath there. One of the things I always test is from in-cab I have a look around to see when you turn all the lights on, like so, is there a light for the beacon? But you don't need to worry because you just look up there and you can see whether the beacon's on or not. Look. It's quite a cool placement. Mind you, I can imagine if you were doing a lot of work or driving down the road, that would drive you mad if you were looking at it the whole time. I don't think doors or windows open on this. Nope. Horn. We're outside. Pipe in. Let's close that. So, do that. Turn on, auger, front. Now we do have adjustment on that as well. On the header we can go up and down with the reel, in and out with the reel. You can do it with most headers now. There aren't many that you can't do that with. So doing that. There we go. So fold the harvester, unfold the harvester. Like I say, lights. Like that, and then like that. I do like that one off the back, these ones, big ones there, but that one off the side. So when you do open it up and you put the pipe out, that's exactly where the pipe would be unloading. So that's nice. It's really very bright. Very cool. Like I say, it's not too expensive this one either, but then the capacity is not very big, so it's kind of what you'd expect. Find this under harvesters. There we go, 95,000, 3,600 litre capacity, 160 horsepower on this. Options available, we can change the tyre brand from Trelleborg to Michelin to Mitas and back again. And the Trelleborg is the rear one that changes more than the front I think. Yeah, we can have standard or wide on the rear, under Michelin, standard or wide on the rear, and under Mitas, standard or wide on the rear. Beacon lights, like I said, we've got the option of none. Design 1 puts the beacon on the left hand side there. Design 2 puts the beacon under the sort of canopy just there. Design 3 puts it round the back there, right in the very back. Design 4, what did it put it on design 4? I'm trying to remember. Oh, right on the top of the cab, just there. So those are your options for beacons, and that's it. 3,600 litre capacity harvester. That will use 23 slots for the harvester. Is that right? Yeah, 23 slots for the harvester. The header you'll find under headers. The Starliner header, 18,500 to buy, 3.8 metre width, and that will use 11 slots. And that's the standard header. There are plenty of corn header options you can go for that doesn't come with its own dedicated corn header. And there are other headers available and modded ones as well, so you can kind of mix them around. They don't always work to mix them around. Sometimes headers aren't compatible and it can cause problems and it won't drive and that kind of thing. But if you want to stick to the one that you get with it, that's probably the best bet. So there we go. That's the Deutz-Fahr Starliner 4045H pack by VectorMan. Moving on, we have got this. This is the Buildings with Pigs. This is by, who was this one by? This was Cara T, I think it was, yeah, Cara T, or Karat, depending on how you say it, Cara T. It only takes 15 pigs. Lots of detail on this one, fairly small. It's 33 slots, so pretty high on the slot count. But everything seems fairly obvious to me, which is what I like. With the texture on there, that's where your manure is going to be appearing. Your slurry is just here, so if you're collecting your slurry when the pigs, blimey, the pigs are making it, it's just there. The gate does open here to get into the pen if you want to. Like so. Close that back up. We come around to the back here. Like I say, loads of detail and texture and the wood and ivy and stuff down the side of it. Around the back here we've got a little workshop space. It's not actually a workshop trigger, but for parking vehicles and stuff like that. We do have a light in here as well. There is a little hayloft up there. Not sure if you can actually open that though. Don't think so. Haven't been able to get it to. The doors on the back here open and close. There's just a little side one there. It says like that. Oh, there we go. So we can get up to the hayloft with light up here as well, which is pretty cool. There we go, it's from inside. So if you're going to do, you can do larger bales, but smaller bales are easier if you're going to be manhandling them and chucking them around. So there's a lot of detail on this one. As far as triggers go, the feed triggers, feed trigger, water trigger and straw trigger for bedding was all pretty much just inside the door here. I used a small trailer. This is your dialogue box, so if you're loading, unloading, buying and selling of your pigs is this one forward here, but that one there is pretty much the trigger for everything else. So if you feed, your water trough's just there and your bedding, it's all done just in there. Not bad. Not bad at all. There we go. This you'll find under placeables, under animal pens. There you go, pig enclosure, 40,000 to buy. This will use 33 slots, as I've already said. It will hold 15 pigs. It requires all the things that pigs do to keep them going. There you go. And moving on to, I think we're on to the last of the mods for today. We've got this. This is the cow shed. This is by Rowley Christie 1. This will use 20 slots. It will hold 300 cows. We've got the little lean-tos bit on the side here. A lot of detail on this. Nice with the brickwork and stuff. That's your milk trigger. So when you're going to collect your milk from them, it's just there. Your animal dialogue box is just here. So buying, selling, loading or unloading is just here. The doors do open. I've taken the liberty of putting some inside, but that's your dialogue box just there. Come around to the back or the front, depending on which way around you've put it. These doors do open either end. I just opened them because I'd already fed them. Feed trigger is across the front here. Straw trigger for bedding is in the middle here. Water trough trigger is across the back here. Nice big open areas for getting larger vehicles in. So if you're doing 300 animals in here, you won't have a problem getting larger vehicles in and out. And for loading and unloading, even ones that lift when they tip, no problem at all. We've got a light switch up the end here, like so. Very bright when the lights are on. We've also got a little trigger here This it kind of made me laugh in a way. If I do that trigger there, it opens these little mesh blinds. I think that's quite cool. What is a bit odd though is that whole section from there to the roof is open anyway. So I think, okay, it's to let air in, light in. Maybe it's to stop a bit of light. I'm not too sure. But considering that's open anyway, but it's a feature. It does what it should do. They open and close. Nice smooth animation. And there you go. I mean, that's it. That's the triggers. That's the building, the textures, the size of it. Close that up. Our slurry trigger is around the sides here, and our manure point is just here. And that's it. That's it for the mods for today on Tuesday the 23rd of June. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.